The Arcturians. Channeled through Suzanne Lee. In Transition, Part 2.
Have you ever remodeled your home while you are living in it? If you have, you can understand how chaotic that can be. What is occurring with our grounded ones is that you are all in the process of remodeling your earth vessel while you are living in it. From our viewpoint, we can perceive how our volunteers' earth vessels are surrounded by fifth-dimensional light. This light is causing gradual and/or rapid changes in your physical form, consciousness and perceptions of reality. Hence, you are having many unique thoughts and emotions. You are remodeling your earth vessel while you are still using it 24/7, as you would say. Furthermore, each of you has a slightly different version of the one and are expressing different versions of your multidimensional self. Even with all these differences, many of those who are the first to remember and transmute actually know each other in the higher dimensions. Some you are shipmates and/or family members from other incarnations, but you may or may not meet each other in the physical. Some of you did made a pact to meet up in your earth vessel, not knowing that you would likely forget that pact once you were wearing a 3D form. Fortunately, as your fifth-dimensional light body begins to flash into and out of your awareness, you are beginning to remember. Then you forget, and then you remember. You see, you are in the process of recalibration of every component of your consciousness, which is the first to change. Some of you will next shift your body, and some of you will shift your life first and your body next. Some of you will shift your body and your life simultaneously. There is no right or wrong way to transmute back into yourself because this event is completely novel for your planet. Dear Gaia has been waiting for millennia beyond count for the transmutation of her planetary body. This transmutation is becoming evident to even the most uninformed. Each belief system has their own reason why this change is happening, and each belief system will experience what they expect. Of course, there are those who will wake up one day on another planet in another system that is not on the edge of the shift. They will not be conscious of this change because they were not conscious of the changes within their self or within Gaia. They were not conscious of these changes because it is not there now to transmute. Since third-dimensional reality is actually a holographic projection that is cast onto a 3D matrix, shifting from one matrix to another is of little consequence to those who live the life of the matrix rather than the life of the planet. Earth is now experiencing a shift in her 3D matrix, as it is expanding into the higher frequencies of her multidimensional matrix. Those who remain aligned with the frequency shift within the planet will move into the higher dimensional frequencies of the matrix. We understand that this information may be very unfamiliar to many. In fact, it likely seems impossible to those who are thinking with their third-dimensional brain. However, as your consciousness continually expands to be able to perceive higher frequencies of reality, many concepts that were once impossible become possible, current and/or normal. We ask you all to allow your innate, multidimensional thinking to return to your consciousness. To make this cognitive shift, you must release all fear of judgment from others. If you look back into your Earth history, you will see that new thinkers were often judged and even persecuted. Since your memory of what you call past lives returns with your higher states of consciousness, old memories of persecution for novel thinking can limit your ability to let go of your old thinking. However, you will realize when your thinking is limited because you will begin to experience a restriction in your body and/or a sense of limitation in your thoughts and emotions. Be sure to realize that these feelings are not a warning of pending doom, but your own body and emotions telling you that your thinking is causing you discomfort. The mastery of your thoughts is one of the first steps in your return to your true sense of self. You have lived many incarnations believing that you are the human you are wearing and feeling like a victim to your environment. Therefore, whenever those old feelings come up to the surface of your consciousness, do not judge yourself. Instead, rejoice that you can recognize that these emotions have stemmed from your negative thinking. Also, your emotions and bodily sensation of change can activate negative thinking. What exactly is negative thinking? That may appear to be an unusual question, but you may not be aware that you have been trained to think negatively for so many incarnations that it has become normal. As you continue to remodel your house while you live in it, you will find many hidden secrets that you have kept from yourself. If you have lost a loved one and had to go through their possession to decide what to do with them, you know that that is one of the most difficult parts of your grief. Suzil spent 6 years watching one parent die and then the other. The experience of going into a home where someone knew they were dying, but were too brave to admit it, created a deep wound in her psyche. It was not until they had both crossed and she had to clear out everything from the house that they had lived in for many decades that she could feel what had become normal. For all those years she had been pushing aside the truth to make someone feel better. How often have you had to push aside the truth to make yourself, or someone else, feel better? You will be able to answer that question more and more as your consciousness becomes calibrated from the truth of the fifth dimension. Remember, you have been living in the illusion of polarity and separation for many incarnations. Therefore, you have developed certain habits that allow you to ignore your real experience and focus on the most comfortable illusion. As your home becomes rewired with the new electrical circuitry, you will be able to physically perceive the difference between an illusion and a truth. An illusion, which is only an attachment to the 3D matrix, has very little life force. Therefore, illusions have a fuzzy aura and often shift or change. On the other hand, truth has a strong aura that enters your awareness even before you become aware of it. In other words, the truth precedes itself. Illusions cover a situation like a gauze curtain so that the details are blurred. Since the details, physical, mental or emotional, are blurred into each other, you will primarily perceive that which best resonates to your consciousness. Thus, if you are in a good mood, you will see what you want to see; a bad mood what you are afraid you will see; a sad mood what you are concerned you have lost. Illusions are reflections of your own emotions and your own confusion. The truth stands on its own. Like a huge tree with many leaves, the truth will remain the same, no matter how you feel. The truth is not influenced by your state of consciousness. Therefore, the truth of someone loving and accepting you will always give you comfort and safety no matter what your mood. Also, creative ventures have a life of their own, just as your children do. Once you have created a thought form and set it free, it will manifest in the manner of its own choice. Gaia is a free will planet. Therefore, when any life is created, it deserves to make its own choices. There are many who break this rule, but that behavior moves through their family lines like a bad gene. There is a great responsibility that you take on when you upgrade your home from a third-dimensional structure to a multi-dimensional creation. You can sell your home, you can remodel your home, or you can lose your home. On the other hand, your creations become living energy packages on the search for manifestation. Any artist will tell you that they cannot choose how they paint, what they write, how they sing. All they can do is allow their creation to be loved, nurtured, honored and fed with positive, loving thoughts and emotions. If you love your creations, you will find their purpose. But if you dislike or judge your creations, you stall the creative process and maybe even stop them. You may think that it is too much of a challenge to live in your earth vessel while there are so many changes are going on within and around you. Please remember, you are a prototype. It is a rare experience to live in a reality on the cusp of such transition that the very body you are wearing will shift into a different frequency, while you are wearing it. If you only drove in third gear, then suddenly your car started shifting into fourth, or even fifth, gear without you doing anything, you would be quite startled. This alteration in your body, home, atmosphere, thoughts, water, emotions and fire, spirit seemingly out of your control will increasingly escalate. You are coming into the now in which you can see through the illusions, as now there is no place for these illusions to hide. The truth shines before you, and you have discovered that you prefer a difficult truth to an easy illusion. Illusions are a veil that hides you from yourself. More and more of you are making this shift. Those who are still struggling and working hard will begin to wonder if perhaps they too could find out how to flow through life with peace and a sense of abundance. This abundance is not about money, or about the things that money can buy. This abundance is a state of mind that reminds you of your own ability to resonate to peace, love and happiness. As more people leave their corporate jobs, move out into the country, grow their own food and barter for what is needed, they will find that they are perfectly happy with less stuff. These types of choices take down the cabal as quickly as the unconditional love that is being sent to them from the higher dimensions and from the awakened ones. What will happen when the tipping point is reached? What will happen when the majority of people think about Earth, other people and creativity, and the minority of people thinks about accumulation, success and power. When people are not lost in the struggle and dream of getting something, they can more easily flow into the higher frequencies of reality that resonate beyond the illusion of needing more. Needing more is the opposite of being thankful. When you need more, you are affirming that there is not enough. Then, your multidimensional, creative self, who resonates beyond the illusion of lack, hears I am thinking about not enough and filling that thought with emotion. Therefore, please bring me more not enough. Conversely, when you are thinking thank you for the substance at hand and fill that thought with the loving emotions, your creative self hears, I am thinking about how thankful I am about the substance at hand, and brings you more of that for which you are thankful. The challenge for many is the rules of the 3D game has changed and many of you did not get the memo. In the old version of the third-dimensional Earth you had to work hard to get ahead. However, the old third dimension has taken in so much higher light that instead of working hard, people are working smart to discover, which often means uncover, new, which means old and long hidden, technology that makes life so simple that they do not have to work at all. In other words, you are flowing into the now of New Earth. Just across the threshold to 5D New Earth, the Galactic Federation, who represents your ancestors and higher expressions of self, await your reunion. In this layer of reality, money no longer exists, as it is no longer needed. You all have replicators which can instantly create anything you need from food to furniture, personal tricorders, bioscanners, voice recognition language translators, anti-gravity cars etc. etc. In fact, many of these devices are already invented right now in your present transitional reality. As you continue to flow into higher and higher frequency levels of New Earth, you will be seeing more and more of this technology in your daily life. This will occur because the dark ones who have been hiding this technology will no longer be able to resonate to that layer of reality. Therefore, the technology will be freely disseminated to everyone. As you move further into New Earth, which you are doing more and more each day, your galactic family will come down from the sky and your Lemurian and Atlantean ancestors will come up from the core of the earth. They will move through your population assisting, loving and supporting all the newly awakened ones who have released their fear and turned towards love and creativity as a new way of life. At first you will move into and out of this layer of reality, as it will take practice and more mastery of your thoughts and emotions to maintain a constant presence in this frequency of fifth-dimensional Earth. Your thoughts, emotions and bodily sensations will remind you when you have fallen out of the frequency of Earth, as well as when you have returned to the frequency of New Earth. Soon, you will remember how to maintain the state of consciousness in which you are masters of your energy field. You do not need to learn or try or wait. Just expand your consciousness into the layer of reality in which you are a master now and New Earth already exists. When you learned to walk, you often fell. When you learned to talk you said words wrong. You just had to practice, practice, practice and grow up. You are all growing up now and returning to your multidimensional self. Be as patient and loving with yourself, as you would be with your beloved child. In fact, you are a beloved child of the universe. As the higher light infiltrates more and more of your reality, you will easily flow into higher and higher frequencies of reality to remember your true self and the master that you already are. Know that what you have received is true. Feel it in your high heart and accept it with your multidimensional mind. Beloved ones, we, your galactic family, recognize you and await you with open hearts.